It's time to go over our July 2026 market reports. We're going to start here with Indianapolis. Let's let Mike take it away. Let's see what the numbers are showing us this month.
All right, Chris, thanks so much. So we are looking at the July market report for Indianapolis here, and we are really at the peak of the summer season. July is typically the best month in terms of average price, lowest average days on the market. Let's take a look and see where we are. Average rental price in Indy is $1,789. I am taking a look at that bottom left graph, which shows a nice increase month over month and year over year. So I am loving what I am seeing for the average rental price here in Indianapolis. Great trends. It's showing like perfect seasonality. Year over year is showing an increase. Average days on the market is something that's a little bit high. I got to be honest with you. I expect that to be really at its lowest point in July. We're at 50 days. That really should be like sub 30. That's a market reality of what we're seeing, not only Indianapolis wide, but nationwide, is that days on the market have increased, but some markets are kind of more in that like 30 to sub 30. This just feels a little bit high to me. I don't love it, but it's not terrible. What I am liking though is in that bottom right graph there, you see the number of active homes. It's actually trending down. We started the year really high for some reason. January is usually kind of a slow month, but we had a lot of inventory. As the year has progressed, that has declined pretty significantly. So we're seeing a decrease in the number of active homes and an increase in average rental price. So all of that is really good. Temper it just a little bit with the average days on the market, but overall, this is really pretty positive for July. Better month over month and better year over year. And number of active homes is trending down. You can see in the middle here, we've got some data sets for townhomes and condos as well as apartments. So we can take a look at those. But overall, this is really good data for July. Chris, any thoughts on this?
The only thoughts I have is just reiterating a couple points that you already did. Year over year, our average rental price is up. Average days on market is higher than I would expect, especially considering what we're seeing here at Red Door. We're well under the 50 average days on market for Red Door's portfolio that's under management. But it's higher than I would expect given we are right in the middle of seasonality.
Let's take a look at the sales data and see where we are in the sales data for July. All right, taking a look at the sales data, we kind of see a pretty similar story. I'm looking at this bottom left graph here where I see January starts off less than the summer. We see it kind of peak up here. We're probably peaking in July. That's kind of like the normal seasonal trend that we do see here in the Midwest and specifically Indianapolis. Our average sales price, $257,000, $226,000. It is up ever so slightly year over year, actually down just the teeniest bit month over month. I like to see that. Again, nationwide, we're seeing some pullback on average sales price. Here, we're seeing just a little bit of a price gain, which is encouraging in this market. Average days on the market is really pretty healthy at 41. The Indianapolis market is still very healthy. These numbers show this, that the sales price is up ever so slightly. The days on the market is very reasonable at 41. And then the bottom right here just goes to show our viewers, investors, kind of at a glance, like what does it take to get into the market? And it breaks it down by price point. So you can see that Indianapolis remains a very affordable market, especially when compared to other areas of the nation. Over the past year, there's been 3,500 homes that sold for under $200,000 and another 2,300 that sold for under $250,000. So if you were looking for an affordable price point in a really good market, Indianapolis definitely fits that bill. There's plenty of houses under $250,000, and you saw from the previous slide that average rents are increasing ever so slightly. Days on the market are still reasonable. So Indianapolis, really strong report for July.
This is a lot of the same data points that we do month over month. And if you're not already aware, you need to be jumping over to our YouTube channel where we talk about many more things than just these monthly market reports. So be sure to do that. That's where you're going to find the economic updates that Mike was just mentioning a moment ago. But the 2 points, again, average sales price and average days on market are the first two things that are going to grab my attention here, because I would imagine that every one of our viewers is going to be having the same gut feeling that I know from even on boots on the ground, which is homes are struggling to sell right now. But to Mike's point, here we are, year over year, average sales price is up just over 0.5%. Average days on market, now that's a little bit different. Month over month, it's down. Year over year, we're up almost 25%. So I can't wait to see how this continues to trend. The sentiment of the market, based on the conversations that I'm having is properties are struggling to sell for the price point in which most homeowners believe that their home is worth, and there are having adjustments on the market rate in order to move the property. Now, if you're one of those homeowners who's struggling to sell their property, good news. There's other options for you. Feel free to give me a call. I'd be happy to give you a rental analysis. If you've held onto your property for at least a couple years, it should probably look like an amazing investment asset for you. So I'd be happy to have that discussion with you and tell you how you might be able to turn that into. That's it. That's going to wrap it for Indianapolis. Let's move on to the next market report.